YouTube channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, hi, my name is Shivangi and I make videos on all things fashion and fashion education. Of course, today is a Thursday, and if you haven't seen my last episode of an entrepreneurial journey, the card is right up there. Click on it, it'll take you to the channel and take you to that exact episode where I talk about what this entire new series is all about. Today we will be talking about an entrepreneur you guys have known up close for the past 2 years, and you've been requesting me to start talking about how I started with my fashion label Inaaya and Co. And today's video we are doing just that, unfiltered, unabashed, telling you everything how it is. Okay you guys, so since I don't really have anybody asking me questions, I am gonna answer all the questions that I have written here on my phone, which have been the most frequently asked questions to me on the channel. The first question is, why the name Inaaya? Honestly, this has been the most asked question for real, whether in real life, in exhibitions or online. Keep it short and sweet. Inaaya is my pen name. I used to have a blog 10 years ago where I used to write with this name because I was just too embarrassed to let the world know that I like writing romance fiction. So that's how the name happened. And when I graduated from college, which was NIFT Mumbai 2015, my design collection was also called Inaaya, which was inspired by like this short story that I'd written about a butterfly princess whose name, again, no points for guessing, was Inaaya. That's how the name stays. Second most frequently asked question to me is, when did you know you were ready to start independently? Honestly, I never knew. You never know. There is no such thing as the right time to start. You just have to take that plunge. You have to jump. You have to take that risk. It's a gamble, but it's a gamble worth taking. And it's a good gamble, I would say. I started with Inaaya just accidentally, to be honest. Of course, I always wanted to have my own brand. I always wanted to have like my own studio space, my own store, my own label under my name and all that jazz, which every designer, you know, envisions and plans on having, almost all of them. But in my case, I was working with a very good company. I was working at Ensemble Design Studio in Bombay, and I had a good job. My boss was amazing. It's a brand of Tarun Teliani. I was directly reporting to my boss, Tina Teliani Parekh, who's a wonderful person. I had a great experience working there, honestly. And I quit my job because I had to undergo medical surgery. I had some medical needs that needed to be taken care of, and I decided not to take a sabbatical and quit the company and like come back to Ahmedabad and figure out things. And I stayed here for a couple of months after my surgery, for 2 months actually, and I kept applying for jobs while, you know, I was on bed, and nothing was working out, and I was just, I think, too frustrated and very impatient, and all the jobs were either in Bangalore or were in Delhi or you know, Calcutta, and I didn't want to go and travel. I wanted to be in Bombay. So after being frustrated for like 2 months, I said, you know, to hell with it, I'm gonna start my own company, and I can hire myself that way. And that's how Inaaya happened. February 24th, I just made like a Facebook page and an Instagram page and shared it with my family and told them this is the brand and we're doing it, we're taking that plunge, and it's finally happening. And then April, I think, we got incorporated, and that's how the brand started. So there was no right time for me. I just jumped, and I think it was one of the best jumps of my life. No regrets about it. Super happy about everything that's come my way in the last 3 years, and super grateful. And yeah, the third question that I've been again asked a lot is how much money to invest in a startup, or how much money did I invest. I'm not sure if other designers who are coming on the channel, if I'll be asking them such personal questions, or if they would want to answer it, but I'm gonna answer it nonetheless for you because I'm Besharam. Well, I had about 2 lakh rupees saved from my earnings while I was working with this company, and a couple of my other projects and competitions internationally and nationally that I'd won, and also from college. Once I'd graduated, I'd gotten like a good sum for the 3 awards that I'd won. Out of them, 2 were paid for, like they had like a cash money attached to them. So I invested all of it into my first collection. And I didn't take money from home, which I'm very proud of. I told them very clearly that if it doesn't work out, I'll get a job, but let me just take this plunge and try, right, you know, until I figure out something better. And that's exactly what happened. And Well, for me, I think I just got lucky because, or I don't know what it was. I don't like calling it luck, but maybe it was, or it was destiny. But through a reference of a friend who had a friend in like an advertising and media company, they were doing a fashion show and they needed a designer to kind of create 14 outfits, and they would pay for all the outfits and everything, and it was a job that needed to be done in 72 hours. That was the catch. I had no idea that it would end up becoming such a big show. It was a show for Marico, which is a huge brand, and we were doing this show which was a first of its kind pregnant women maternity fashion show, where like 2 celebrities walked the ramp, Shweta Salve and Carol Crashes, and we also had like 12 real life pregnant women like walking the ramp beautifully in all their maternity glow and glory and their big tummies. Beautiful, and God knows how it happened, but we executed the show, and all the money that I'd kind of invested in the first collection came back. So from what little that I had from my savings and from what money that came back from the show, I started rolling and I started investing more in products, and I started doing more exhibitions, and that's how the brand kind of kept growing, and then today we are like 30 exhibitions old, and we've traveled to like 10 cities. We've done shows in Bombay, Bangalore, Pune, Goa, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Jodhpur, a lot of good places. I would personally suggest take the plunge when you have the finances and when you know that you have enough savings to take that risk. Take a calculated risk. Don't just take a risk because, to hell with it. कर लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता. थोड़ा सा सोच समझ के risk लो. One more question that I think I've had like 20 people ask me already is, why did I decide to start with a store now? Like how and when and why? So to be really honest, for the last 3 years I was operating out of home and I was okay doing it, but I just realized I needed enough space now to stock my inventory because the production was growing and I needed a space where I could kind of think creatively. And 3 years of doing this business, we had made enough goodwill, in all the places that we were exhibiting and selling, and people knew us, and we realized it base build ho gaya hai, and now it's the time to expand and kind of grow. So it felt like the perfect opportunity and the perfect time to actually start something of that sort. So yeah, last 3 years we went to every city and tried our products just to get a feedback more than anything else. I just wanted to know if people appreciate my kind of stuff and if they want to wear these clothes and these accessories that we are making. And once we were sure, I felt this was the right time. We discussed it together as a family. I discussed it with my parents, I discussed it with my bhaiya and bhabi, and everybody thought that this was the right thing to do at this point. And once my parents gave me a go, I said fine, I'm moving to Ahmedabad, we are setting up a store here. So that's how it happened. Why pastels is another question that people keep asking me. Pastels, because I obsess over pastels. I love them. How everybody has their USP. Like a Sabyasachi has a certain way of making his lehengas, and Tarun Tehliani has his drapes that he's famous for, or a Rohit Bal is famous for his ekru with big hand embroidered motifs and his khadi and muslin. I realized I want to have my own USP, and my USP can only be my pastels because I love tie-dye and I love pastels. I obsess over them literally, and that's what I think sets the brand apart. Today people know us because we work predominantly with it, and once you find your niche, it is so much easier to start because you don't have to do it all. You just have to do one thing, and you have to do that one thing to perfection, and that's exactly and that's exactly what Inaaya has been doing for the last 3 years. Another question that I've had a lot of people ask me is, how do we sell? So I've already told you guys that we are an exhibition based model. We've done 30 plus shows and all that jazz, but we also sell in wholesale. So we sell to resellers who pick from us, and we've actually got 2 or 3 of those in India, and they sell it under our labels, but they pick things from us because they like our products. I think that's one of the things that has worked in our favor a lot. A lot of people want to sell Inaaya on our behalf also, which is great. And another way of selling for us is Instagram. We also actively sell through our Instagram page. We don't have a website yet, but we are working on one, and it will be up hopefully soon. But for now, this is exactly and just how we work as a business. Alright guys, so I'm going to end this episode on this last question that I've asked all the other entrepreneurs, which is, if one piece of advice could be given to youngsters, what would it be? it's not just for youngsters, it's for all of us, but it's personally something I believe in. Stop comparing your lives with other people, either on social media or off social media. There is no right time or wrong time to start something. It's never too late or never too early. You have your own timeline. It's a customized page of yours where you have your own graph, and everybody has their own customized timelines. You don't have to compare yourself and feel like you are lagging behind or you're too fast. It's your own pace, and it's okay to be late, it's okay to be early. Start when you feel it's the right time for you. Nobody can do you. That's your superpower. So do you and be happy about it. Be content with what you're doing. Do it with dedication and honesty. You will get success. Sooner or later, perseverance pays off, hard work pays off, dedication pays off. You will get there. And that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, on this note, I'm going to take your leave, and hopefully I'll see you again next Thursday with our second entrepreneur on an entrepreneurial journey. But catch me tomorrow, Friday 6 p.m. if you want to see what my fashion weekends with Shivangi are all about. If you're a design aspirant, if you have anybody in your family, बहन है, भाई है, चाचा है, मामा है, किसी के भी बच्चे हैं या कोई भी बच्चा है जिसे आप जानते हो जो फैशन डिजाइनर बनना चाहता है, I might be of some help. So make sure you watch those videos as well. They'll be telecasted tomorrow 6 p.m. See you there. Mwah. Bye.